Alright, welcome everybody to today's video where I'm going to be talking about the daily budget that you should be investing into Facebook ads or Instagram ads if you want to get results. Now, just to give you a bit of background and a bit of context, the reason why I'm recording this quick video is really simple. So over the last couple of years, I've worked with a little over 200 clients, coaches, consultants, experts, and people that sold courses and manage the entire client acquisition system for them, meaning that I scripted all the ads alongside my team. Of course, I've never been able to do all of this by myself, but scripted all the ads, run all the ads, did all the tracking, created all the funnels. We basically took care of the entire thing. And one of the most common questions that I get whenever someone books a discovery call with me to see if there is a fit to work with my agency, the most common question that I get all the time is, what budget should I be investing in ads? And that is exactly the reason why I'm here today recording this video. So without wasting any time, I'm going to jump straight into my iPad and I'm going to be talking about the budget. So whenever you have to basically plan out the budget that you should be investing into ads, there are a couple of factors that you need to take into consideration, a couple of variables. So the first one is the offer price. So how much are you selling your product or service for? Number two is going to be the country where you're going to be running the ads. Running ads in the US is going to be more expensive than running ads in a European country, for example. Third thing that you need to consider is your approach to risk. So are you someone that likes to take a more risky approach, or are you someone that is a bit more conservative? And then the fourth and final thing that you do need to take into consideration is going to be the strategy. And what do I mean by strategy? I don't know if you saw one of my previous videos, but in that video I was basically explaining the 8 most common strategies that we implement for clients. And you can see here that these are the 8 most common strategies. I would say VSL is the number 1, so that's the most popular one across all of the clients that I've been working with. Then I would say we have live webinars and Instagram DM ads, Instagram follower ads, and then we have school groups, low ticket offers, and finally we have 3-day challenges and lead magnets. But for all of these strategies, the point that I was trying to make is that you're going to need a different budget. Because for example, if you need to run ads for a low ticket offer where you sell a front-end product that is going to be anywhere between $7 to $97, the budget that you are going to be needing initially will definitely be higher compared to the VSL strategy, the IGDM strategy, the IG follower strategy, because you are selling an offer and you're asking for people to give you money right away. Most of the times you need more budget and you need more time to really dial in the offer. Okay, so the strategy will always play a role into the daily budget that you should be investing into ads. Now, since most of the people that are going to be watching this video are likely going to be running the VSL strategy or the IGDM strategy or the IG follower strategy, I kind of want to give you a couple of points and a couple of suggestions that you need to consider whenever you are planning out your budget. So again, let's say that I'm running a VSL funnel. So VSL funnel, I'm basically sending people from the ad to the opt-in page, VSL page, and then booking page. Okay, so the first thing I would do here is I will look at the offer price. So let's assume that I'm selling an offer for $5,000. So that is the offer price. Let's say that my goal is to get a cost per call that is between 3 to 5% of the offer price. Now, why did I say 3 to 5%? Is because in general, from experience, I can tell you that is a good range for you to see a good return, and I will explain why in just a second. So again, if we get a cost per call in this case that is 3%, so 5,000 times 0.03 equals $150. So cost per call equals 150. That means, let's say that also our closing rate is going to be 25%, which is pretty average. Closing rate 25%. That means that we need 4 calls to make a sale. So cost per acquisition, basically we need to take the cost per call, multiply by 4. That means that we are going to be spending $600 to acquire a customer that is going to pay us $5,000. Now, of course, in this case, it's a bit unlikely, simply because I didn't take into consideration the shop rate. So let's assume also a show up rate of 70%. That means that our CPA now is somewhere around, I would assume, $750. That means that our return on investment or return on ad spend is 5,000 divided by 750, which should be around 6 or something, 6.6. So return equals 6.6x return, which means that for every dollar that we decide to invest into ads, we get a $6.6 return. Okay. Now that means that if our cost per call is 150, and let's say that our daily budget is $50 a day, we're going to be getting a call, we're going to be booking a call every 3 days. How did I come up with the 3 days? Really simple. $50 a day. If our cost per call is 150, we need to wait 3 days. 50 times 3 equals 150. All right. So in this case, with the VSL strategy, can you start with $50 a day? Absolutely, you can. The only downside, downside of a low budget is going to be, drum roll, time. You're going to need more time in order for you to validate the offer, validate the VSL, validate the ads, and validate the entire system. But you can definitely start with $50 a day. I wouldn't really suggest starting with anything below $50, simply because it's going to take a little bit more time. Now, another common question that I get, probably you're also going to be asking the same question, is okay, if my budget is $50 a day, or if it's $100 a day, how many ads should I be running? So in this case, again, budget, I'm going to give you a few different scenarios. $50 a day, $100 a day, $300 a day, and $500 a day. So with $50 a day, you're probably going to be needing 2 to 3 ads. $100 a day, you're probably going to need 3 to 5 ads. $300 a day, you're probably going to need 5 to 8. And $500 or more per day, you're likely going to need 10 plus ads that you're going to be testing. Okay? If we talk about the expectations that you should be having, if you spend $50 a day, which is $350 a week, and if you sell an offer that is between, I would say, $2,000 to $5,000, then within the first week, I would already expect to get the first few calls, and I would assume to get the first 1 or 2 closes within first 30 days. Now, let's say, for example, that you are running ads for $50 a day, you're running ads to the VSL strategy, and you sell an offer for $5,000. And if within the first week you didn't get any calls, you spent $350, maybe $400, and you didn't get any calls, okay, probably you can wait a little bit longer, but we should already be looking at what could be the problem, because it's very unlikely that you're not going to be getting calls if you have a good funnel, meaning that you have a good opt-in rate, you have a good booking rate, meaning that the VSL is converting, and you have a good show-up rate. Okay, so if, for example, after the first week you are not getting any call whatsoever and you already spent $400, then I will be looking at, one, what is the CTR on the ads, meaning is there any problem with the ads? Are the ads not resonating with people, meaning that we're not able to get enough people onto the opt-in page? Second thing I'll be looking at is the opt-in rate, meaning is the opt-in rate converting well enough? And by the way, I have a full video where I break down all the KPIs for the VSL strategy. You can go check it out on my channel. It's actually one of my most popular videos, believe it or not. And then I will be looking at the booking rate, which is basically like a term that I use whenever I look at a VSL and I want to determine if it's converting well or if it's not converting well. The booking rate, in simple words, is just the number of calls divided by the number of leads. So if you book 10 calls and you have 100 leads, your booking rate is 10%. Okay. Now, with $100 a day, basically you just speed up the process. So I would already expect to get the first call definitely within the first probably 4 to 5 days. And as you move up the budget, basically everything just moves a lot faster. So to answer the question you're probably asking is, can I start running my ads with a $50 a day budget if I run a VSL and if my offer is between $2,000 to $5,000? The answer, of course, is yes. If you sell something that is more expensive, meaning like 5 to 10 grand or like 12 grand, probably, to be honest, I would just like speed up the process a little bit. I would just start spending anywhere from like $100 to $200 a day just to move faster. And again, it comes down to the approach. I know some people are pretty aggressive with the budget. Like sometimes we do have clients, they come to us and they're like, yeah, I want to start running ads. Can we spend 50 grand the first month? There is no problem. Like we can definitely do that. It just comes down to the approach. Now, most of the times, like the people that come to us spending 50 grand a month for the first month just to try out the ads, they are pretty successful organically. They have a good business and they have good reserves. But again, it comes down to the approach that you want to have. Now, since in the beginning, I also mentioned to you the other two strategies that are very common, which are the IGDM ads and the IG follower ads, then let me also give you the budget that you can start off with those two strategies. So I would say that the minimum daily budget for the IGDM ads is probably going to be $30 to $45 a day, and the IG follower ads you can start even with lower, $20 to $25 a day. But again, ideally, like I would say like $50 a day should be the minimum budget that you should be investing into ads with any of these strategies. 100 to 200 is ideal. You really can like get a lot of data. You really can move a lot faster, but of course I understand that not everybody can afford like $100 to $200 per day in ad budget in the beginning. So again, with the IGDM ads, basically what you need to take into consideration is going to be the cost per DM. So again, let's say for example that you have an offer where you help people start and grow an Airbnb business in the US. Okay, probably you can expect a cost per DM that is going to be between $5 to $8, let's say. That means that you are going to be getting, let's just divide 45 divided by 5. You're probably going to be getting 6 to 7 DMs per day. Meaning that once again, if you do a pretty good job with the setting, you should be able to set with a budget of $30 to $45 a day. Maybe you can even get to the point where you set one call per day already. I know it's quite a low budget, but most of the times when it comes to the IGDM strategy, because the barrier to book a call is lower, you're going to be getting more calls, but that also doesn't mean that you're going to be having the same shop rate or the same closing rate, because these leads are a lot colder, okay? So when it comes to the minimum daily budget for the IGDM ads, I would say $30 to $45. And again, it depends on the offer. But with the IGDM strategy, it's very unlikely that you're going to be running IGDM ads for like an offer, like for example, like a B2B offer where you build, I don't know, some AI solutions for people and you charge $12,000. It's very unlikely that you're going to be using IGDM ads. Most of the times, like IGDM ads work very well, and the same thing I would also say for IG follower ads work very well for mass market offers, meaning B2C offers. So for example, like if you sell fitness coaching, weight loss coaching, back pain coaching, career coaching, or any type of business opportunity, Airbnb, Amazon FBA, trading, Shopify, SMMA, all of that, those are great mass market offers where IGDM ads and IG follower ads can work very, very well. So these again are the three KPIs that I'm looking at whenever I will be running IGDM ads. For the IG follower ads, what you look at is the cost per follower. So the cost per follower is calculated as the cost per profile visit divided by the Instagram profile conversion rate. So in this case, let's say that you have a cost per profile visit of 50 cents, meaning that you're spending 50 cents for someone to go on your Instagram profile and your conversion rate of the account is 20%. That means that you are going to be spending $2.5 per follower, okay? So again, I hope this gave you like a good idea in regards to what is the daily budget that you should be investing into ads, when you should be running ads. So in today's video, we cover offer price. So most of the times, the higher the offer price, the more budget you're going to be investing into ads. Also, one final thing that I would say is, let's say that you want to start running ads. What is the budget that you should be allocating to validate whether ads are a good, viable option for you or not? Which, by the way, like if you know how to do things right, ads are always going to be a viable option. They're always going to get you a return, but that's a topic for another video. It's very unlikely. I've worked with so many clients. If you do things right, it's very difficult for you not to get a return unless you have a bad offer, unless you have no idea how to track the numbers, you have no idea where the calls are coming from, and like it's just like a big mess. If that's not the case, like you're always going to be getting a return. So if you have a good strategy, ads are always, and I mean always, going to work. But the budget, I would say that like a testing budget. All right, so I think my iPad died. Don't know exactly what happened, but the last thing that I was saying before I end this video is that whenever you have to plan out the budget that you should be investing into ads, what I will look at is your offer price. So let's say, for example, that your offer price is $3,000, then in order for you to validate if ads are a viable option for you, I will decide to set aside $3,000 to basically test it. That will be the testing budget. If your offer price is $4,000, then I will say, okay, look, I'm going to be put $4,000 aside, and that's going to be my testing budget to validate if ads are a viable option for me, which, as I said before, ads are always a viable option. If right now, or if in the past you didn't get a good return, it's because you messed something up whether that is with the offer, whether that is with the tracking, whether that was with the overall strategy that you're running. It's very, very unlikely, and I tell you that because I've worked with so many clients, it's very unlikely for you not to get a positive return. Now, don't get me wrong, like in the beginning, your return might be lower, might be like a 2x return. But over time, you optimize, you make the right changes, you make the right adjustments, and your return is going to increase to 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from there, you're going to have a machine that is going to be packing your calendar with qualified calls on your calendar every single day. So with that being said, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if there is any specific type of content that you want to see, super simple. You either leave a comment down below or you message me on Instagram. I'll be leaving my handle right here. You just message me the topic that you want me to cover, and then I will record it. Now, with that being said, I'll go enjoy my steak, and I wish you a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.